Welcome to Ladies Group Chat, where reality chaos, celebrity weirdness, and internet drama all clock in. Today has everything: fake-looking reality fights, a Spotify logo identity crisis, Drake releasing 3 albums at once like he lost a bet, and a celebrity wedding strategy, so private it basically requires a blood oath. The summer house dynamic is getting painfully familiar. Kyle and Amanda are still doing that breakup therapy emotional entanglement dance where everybody says they need space, but nobody is really cutting the cord. And then you've got Wes giving older Kyle energy, which is not a compliment therapy language, late-night DJ life, commitment avoidance, marital tension. It's like reality TV discovered generational trauma and put it on a cast trip. The funniest part is when exes show up smiling together at premieres, totally civil, and suddenly everyone's asking if the on-camera war was real or just premium-grade reality packaging. That question gets even messier when you hear how these shows are built. Audrina talked about being discovered fast and then edited to look jealous and combative, while the normal affectionate stuff got tossed. That tracks, honestly. A lot of reality TV now feels like social media content with better lighting and more expensive crying. You can even read franchise health in the vacation budget. If they're flying internationally, the network still believes. If the cast is doing a sad domestic trip with one Sprinter van, somebody in accounting is nervous. The Bethany Frankel shoe drama is such a perfect influencer-era mess. A small women-owned brand gifts her shoes, then she allegedly tags a dupe brand, and suddenly the whole thing becomes a masterclass in disclosure, monetization, and who gets flattened when big creators chase affiliate money. When someone says they're making more than 20 million a year, the power imbalance is no longer subtle. Small brands are playing checkers. Giant personalities are negotiating 5 boards at once. Also, people are noticing that pregnancy can become a weird criticism shield online. Not always, not automatically, but enough that it raises eyebrows when a creator's image suddenly softens, right as the heat turns up. Some celebrities are still winning the privacy game, though. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet keep their relationship so locked down that people are literally using prediction markets to guess whether an engagement is even real-world possible. And Taylor reportedly calling wedding guests individually instead of sending paper invites is honestly genius. No stationery, no screenshot, no loose envelope ending up on TikTok with a detective thread under it. Then you've got things like the Met Gala turning into relationship superstition theatre, where people act like one red carpet appearance can predict your marriage odds. We really do turn famous couples into fantasy football. Spotify swapping its classic green logo for that muted disco ball anniversary version caused way more public distress than the company probably expected. People do not like their apps getting a personality transplant without consent, and when the rollout hits iOS CarPlay and everywhere else at different speeds, it turns into a scavenger hunt for annoyance. I get the celebratory idea, but if users are staring at the icon like, "Who are you, babe?" the rebrand did not land. Harry Styles' tour setup is getting hit for restricted sightlines in some floor sections, and that's a real complaint. If you paid premium money to watch a structural beam enjoy the concert, you're allowed to be mad. At the same time, some of the criticism around pricing and performance starts drifting into the usual gendered nonsense that follows certain pop stars more than others. There's a legit venue conversation, and then there's people just being weird. Meanwhile, Tom Brady on the Gucci runway gave us elite athlete confidence with absolutely no model fluidity. Just because you can win 7 Super Bowls does not mean you can serve leather. Fashion and football are not transferable credits. Drake dropping 3 albums at once felt extremely contractual. Iceman, Maid of Honor, and Habibti all arriving together had everybody instantly doing label math. The streaming numbers were absurd, of course. Huge one-day totals, record-smashing debut numbers, and one song immediately setting another benchmark. But even fans were side-eyeing the 3rd album a little, because when you release that much music at once, people can hear when one project got the deluxe leftovers treatment. Apple Martin landing a Nancy Meyers movie was always going to spark debate. The problem with celebrity offspring debuts is that even if they're good, the conversation starts 10 feet behind them and still somehow lands on privilege first. Same broader issue with all these nostalgia-driven projects and family-linked casting choices. Studios love built-in attention, even when that attention comes with resentment attached. And over in podcast land, the criticism of Hey Jonas was basically, if you're that famous and the show still feels thin and ad heavy, what exactly are we doing here? Fame can get people to press play once. It cannot make a lazy format interesting. Audrina's account of abuse was one of the most important conversations in this batch of stories. The red flags she described were controlling social media, constant accusations, isolation, projection, and the kind of gaslighting that makes the victim feel responsible for the abuse. She said writing about it was therapeutic, but also re-traumatizing, and that makes complete sense. Sometimes telling the truth is part healing, part reliving. The turning point was legal action after being shoved while holding her baby, and she's very clear that abuse is not only physical, emotional, and spiritual abuse count too, and people need language for that. On grief, Kelly Rizzo made another crucial point. There is no universal timeline for moving forward after losing a partner. What helps is practical support, real check-ins, journaling, and friends who understand that progress is not linear just because the calendar moved. The stress stories were bleakly relatable. Hives, skin reactions, sleepless nights, postpartum sadness showing up at random milestones. Your body will absolutely send a push notification if your mind keeps pretending everything is fine. And then the healthcare system adds insult to injury. Needing multiple appointments just to schedule an EMG weeks out is exactly the kind of bureaucratic nonsense that makes people start crowdsourcing medical access online. Also, if tip culture enters the dentist chair fully, I'm out. I cannot be emotionally blackmailed by a toothbrush kiosk. A watermelon thigh challenge raised around $22,000 for the American Heart Association, which is both ridiculous and effective. It's the classic charity stunt dilemma. Was it tasteful? Maybe not. Did it get attention and money? Unfortunately, yes. There was also that Rhode Island grandparents' rights case, which is a grim reminder that extended family rights are not automatic just because everybody assumes they should be. And the Mango succession story is so dark and bizarre, it barely sounds real. A billionaire founder dies in a hiking fall, then prosecutors name the son as a suspect amid succession drama and financial questions. That's not gossip column messy, that's prestige limited series messy. Spencer Pratt running for mayor while balancing a grassroots vibe with very curated optics feels exactly like the kind of campaign modern celebrity culture would invent. Aaron Rodgers retiring after 22 seasons brings up the eternal athlete problem. Leave too early, and people complain. Leave too late, and people only remember the awkward ending. And Ryan Gosling getting fired from The Lovely Bones after major body transformation drama is a reminder that when actors, directors, and studios are not on the same page, everybody ends up looking insane in hindsight. That's it for today's sprint through fame, mess, money, and a shocking amount of branding confusion. Thanks for hanging out with Ladies Group Chat. Stay private like Taylor's guest list and honest like a bad Spotify icon review. This episode was generated by Podkey. Create your own at podkey.fm.